Welcome to InvestEd.
Welcome guys sa channel natin. So dito, binabahagi ko yung 7 years of experience ko sa pag-trade ng stocks and forex and also sa pag-invest ko sa stock market. Ang kagandahan pa dito, it's completely free. So kung hindi pa kayo nakaka-subscribe, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell para updated kayo sa mga videos na parating at marami pa kayong matututunan sa channel na ito. So maraming salamat!
GT Capital Holdings, Incorporated, a conglomerate, engages in the banking, property development, automotive assembly, importation, distribution, dealership, and financing, life and non-life insurance, and infrastructure and utilities businesses in the Philippines and internationally. It operates through real estate, financial institutions, automotive operations, and infrastructure. The real estate segment engages in real estate and leasing, development, and selling of properties, as well as ancillary trading of goods, such as petroleum, non-fuel products, maintenance of a petroleum service station, food and restaurant service, and acting as a marketing agent for and in behalf of any real estate development companies. The financial institution segment is involved in the banking and insurance industry and financing institution activities. The automotive operations segment engages in the manufacture, assembly, importation, sale, and distribution of various automobiles, including automobile parts, accessories, and instruments. The infrastructure segment is involved in the water distribution, toll operation, power sector, hospitals, and rail activities. The company also offers personal and group insurance products, including investment-linked insurance products and fire, property, marine, motor car, personal accident, other casualty, and engineering insurance products, as well as engages in the healthcare and logistics businesses. As of December 31st, 2019, it had 957 branches and 2,300 automated teller machines. The company was incorporated in 2007 and is headquartered in the Philippines. GT Capital Holdings, Incorporated is a subsidiary of Capital Holdings, Incorporated.
Welcome sa market performance ni GT Cap. Nakikita natin dito in 7 days return. Okay, meron siyang return na positive 0.3% and the industries na kanabibilangan niya down by 0.3% and the Philippine market down by 0.6%. And comparing to the 1-year return versus the industries, the company underperformed the Philippine industry, which returned a negative 21.8% over the past year, and si GT Cap ay merong 54.4%, and comparing to market, company underperformed the Philippine market, which returned a negative 24.8% over the past year. Okay, in terms of price to earnings ratio of a company, comparing to the industries, company is a good value based on its PE ratio compared to the Philippine industries na merong 10.8 and the company ay merong 7.1 PE ratio. And in terms of PE ratio of a company versus market, the company is a good value based on its PE ratio compared to the Philippine market na merong 12.9 PE ratio and the company ay merong 7.1. In terms of price to earnings growth ratio of a company or PEG ratio, Cap is a good value based on its PEG ratio na merong 0.3%. Kasi gusto natin makita kapag nag-analyze tayo ng company, yung PEG ratio ng company ay nasa 1 pababa lang. Ang meaning ng 1 pababa na PEG ratio ay yung ibig sabihin nun, it is considered undervalue in terms of PEG ratio alone. And in terms of price to book ratio of a company, the company is a good value based on its price to book ratio compared to the Philippine industries na mayroong 0.8 price to book ratio while the company merong 0.5. And comparing to the market, merong 1. It is considered a good value base. Ang ibig sabihin nito, it is considered a undervalue in terms of price to book ratio alone. Future growth of a company, nakikita natin dito based sa 7 analysts na nahanap natin, no? Meron silang forecasted in the next 1 to 3 years based on kasi annual earnings growth na mayroong 25%, forecasted net income mayroon ng company. And this is the analyst future growth forecast. Also in terms of earnings versus savings rate, GT Cap forecast earnings growth is above the savings rate of the Philippines na merong 5.1% and the forecasted earnings of a company ay nasa 25% per year. Meaning nitong savings rate, sa mga hindi nakakaalam, no, ito yung rate of band ng Pilipinas. So, kino-compare lang natin, no, yung forecasted net income ng company. And in terms of earnings versus market, nasa red flag tayo sa kanya because GDCAP earnings are forecast to grow slower than the Philippine market na mayroong forecasted 28.8% per year, while ang company earnings ay nasa 25% per year. So, of high growth earnings, nasa green flag tayo sa kanya because earnings are expected to grow significantly over the next 3 years. Nakita natin. And in terms of revenue versus market, nakikita natin dito, no, sa forecasted revenue, sa red flag tayo sa kanya because the company revenue is forecast to grow slower than the Philippine market na merong 12%, while the company forecasted to grow na merong 11.8%. So in terms of high growth revenue, nasa red flag din tayo sa kanya because the company revenue is forecast to grow slower than 20% per year. The future return on equity ng company, nakikita natin dito, in terms of future ROE, nasa red flag tayo sa kanya because GTCAP return on equity is forecast to below in 3 years time na merong 7.1% forecasted. And the industries na kanabibilangan niya ay merong 8.4% return on equity forecasted. So sa mga hindi nakakaalam, no, kung ano yung return on equity, yung ROE, ito yung basihan natin ng management. Paano kagaling yung management to handle others people's money, no? So yun yung basihan natin. So nakikita natin nasa 7.1. Na gusto kasi natin makita, nasa 10% pataas yung kanyang return on equity. Okay, in terms of past performance na company, the company performed over the past 5 years, kanilang historical annual earnings growth ay merong 6.5%. In terms of earnings and revenues rin, nakikita natin dito, in December 31, 2013, nakikita natin yung kanilang revenue ay nasa 104.63 billion pesos per year and earnings na nasa 8.64 billion pesos per year. And meron silang profit margin na 8.3%. And fast forward to June 30, 2020, meron silang revenue na 174.3 billion pesos per year, earnings na 11.68 billion pesos per year, and net profit margin na 6.7%. So in terms of quality of earnings, nasa green flag tayo sa kanya because the company has a high quality of earnings. So, of growing profit margin, nasa green flag also tayo sa kanya because the company current net profit margin are higher than last year na mayroong 5.9% and now mayroon na silang 6.7% profit margin. The return on equity ngayon ng company, nakikita natin dito, mayroon siyang current return on equity na 8.1% and the industries na kinabibilangan niya merong 8.4%. Natin na mababa siya doon sa 10% na gusto natin makita. And in terms of high ROE naman, nasa red flag din tayo sa kanya because ang gusto natin makita sa high ROE ay nasa 20% pataas ang ROE, no? So nakikita natin na below siya doon sa ating ROE na gustong makita sa kanya. In terms of return to asset, no, nakikita natin ito yung kanyang return to asset. Yung company ay mayroong 5% and the industries na kinabibilangan ay mayroong 3.6%. So nakikita natin dito mas mataas siya doon sa industries average, no? So yung sa mga hindi nakakaalam kung ano yung return assets, ito yung kita ng company compare sa kanyang mga ari-arian. And in terms of return on capital employed, nakikita natin dito, last year mayroon silang 8.2% return on capital employed and in 3 years ago mayroon silang 10.5%. So nakikita natin na dumidecline yung kanilang return on capital employed. Also in terms of financial health ng company, nakikita natin dito na yung kanilang short-term assets ngayon ay nasa 123.15 billion pesos, short-term liabilities nasa 60.69 billion pesos. So itong short-term assets, ito yung assets na company na kanyang i-convert or i-liquidate into cash within a year. And liabilities, short-term liabilities, ito yung obligations na company within a year. And long-term assets, ito naman yung assets na company na kanyang i-convert or liquidate more than a year. Nakita natin na meron siyang 245.62 billion pesos na long-term assets and long-term liabilities na nasa 119.77 billion pesos. So, itong long-term liabilities naman, ito naman yung obligations na company more than a year. In terms of short-term liabilities, nasa green flag tayo sa kanya because the company or the GT Cap short-term assets exceeds its short-term liabilities. Yan, nakikita naman natin, no? And in terms of long-term liabilities, GT Cap short-term assets exceeds its long-term liabilities. So nakikita natin na talagang ini-exceedan niya pati yung kanyang long-term liabilities ng kanyang short-term asset lang. So maganda tignan yan. Now, pagdating dito sa debt to equity ratio ng company, nakikita natin dito in June 30, 2020, mayroon siyang debt to equity ratio na 75.9% debt to equity ratio. So 75.9%, it is considered high debt to equity ratio. Bakit? Kasi gusto lang natin makita kapag nag-analyze tayo ng mga stock ay nasa 40% pababa lang yung kanyang debt to equity ratio. So which in this case, nakikita natin na nasa 75.9%. So ano yung ibig sabihin nitong debt to equity ratio para mas lalo nating maintindihan lahat? Ang ibig sabihin nito, in every 1 peso na ginagamit ni GT Cap sa kanyang operation, 75.9% ng 1 peso ay financed by utang. Okay? Titignan natin, i-compare natin siya doon sa November 31, 2013, meron siyang debt to equity ratio na 64.7%, and comparing to now, nasa 75.9% yung kanyang debt to equity ratio. Pag in terms of debt level natin sa kanya, nasa red flag tayo sa kanya because the company debt to equity ratio is considered high. Yun nga, kasi gusto natin makita is 40% pababa lang yung kanyang debt to equity ratio. In terms of reducing of debt, nasa green flag naman tayo sa kanya because GT Cap debt to equity ratio has reduced from 80.6% to 75.8% over the past 5 years. Of debt coverage natin sa company, nasa red flag tayo sa kanya because the company operating cash flow is negative. Nakikita natin negative yung kanyang operating cash flow, therefore debt is not well covered by operating cash flow. In terms of interest coverage natin sa kanya, nasa green flag naman tayo sa kanya because GT Cap interest payment on its debt are well covered by EBIT 3.8 times coverage. So this the dividend yield of the company. Nakikita natin dito yung kanyang current dividend yield ay nasa 0.77%. In terms of notable dividend, nasa red flag tayo sa kanya because GT Cap dividend ay mayroong 0.8% isn't notable compared to the bottom 25% of dividend payers in the Philippine market na mayroong 1.7%. In terms of high dividend, GT Cap dividend is low compared to the top 25% dividend payers in the Philippine market na mayroong 4.58%. In terms of stability growth payments of the company, nakikita natin dito June 11, 2012, nakikita natin na kanyang dividend yield ay nasa 0.7% per year and dividend per share na nasa 3.57 pesos dividend per share. And fast forward to October 12, 2020, meron siyang dividend yield na nasa 0.8% dividend yield and dividend per share na 3 pesos dividend per share. So in terms of stable dividend, GT Cap is not paying a notable dividend for the Philippine market. Therefore, no need to check if payments are stable. And also, in growing dividend, nasa red flag din tayo sa kanya. Of leadership team na company, nakikita natin dito yung kanilang president and director na si Carmelo Maria Bautista. Merong tenure sa company na 9.17 years and ownership sa company na 0.0067% and nagkakahalaga ng 5.6 million pesos. The rest of leadership team ng company. Okay, in terms of experience management, nasa green flag tayo sa kanya because GT Cap management team is seasoned and experienced na merong 6.8 years average tenure and average age na 51 years old. Also in terms of board members, no, nakikita natin dito yung mga board member ng company. Also in terms of experienced board members, nasa green flag tayo sa kanya because GTCAP Board of Directors are considered experienced na mayroong 6.3 years average tenure and average age na 63 years old. No? So yung pangunahing tungkulin ng mga Board of Directors ay pangalagaan yung kapakanan ng mga shareholders ng company. And this is the ownership breakdown ng company. Nakikita natin dito 55.9% owned by private companies, 30.5% owned by general public, 13.4% owned by institution, 0.2% owned by individual insider. So in terms of dilution of shares, nasa green flag tayo sa kanya because shareholders have not been meaningfully diluted in past year, no? So sa mga hindi nakakaalam kung ano yung dilution of shares, no? So mga bago pa lang dito sa channel natin, yung dilution of shares o diluted shares, kapag nag-i-issue ng share o nagre-raise ng share yung company, bumababa yung ownership percentage ng mga shareholders ng company. Yun lamang yun, no? Okay, this is the top shareholders ng company. Okay? Nakikita natin dito, 55.93% owned by Grand Titan Capital Holdings Incorporated na mayroong current value na 46.6 billion pesos. Okay, and this is the rest of top shareholders ng company.
Okay, so alam natin kung ano meron sa company. Alam natin information about sa company na to. And also, alam na natin kung ano ang meron sa fundamentals ng company. Ngayon, dumako na tayo sa intrinsic value ng company. So, para makuha yun, kailangan natin ng forecasted net income ng company. So, yung first na nahanap natin na forecasted net income ng company, meron silang forecasted net income in 2020 na 10.1 pesos net income. And yung susunod natin na nahanap, based sa 7 analysts na nahanap natin, meron silang forecasted net income in 2020 na 8.3 billion pesos net income. So yung kukunin natin ito, yung pinakamababang forecasted net income ng company kasi gusto natin maging conservative tayo so makakuha natin intrinsic value ng company. Okay, so alam na natin kung ano yung forecasted net income ng company. So yung susunod natin kukunin ay yung average PE ratio ng company for the past 5 years. Okay, so welcome sa BPI Trade. Nakikita natin dito yung kanyang PE ratio for the past 5 years. I-average lang muna natin to para makuha yung kanyang average PE ratio for the past 5 years. Okay, so yung average PE ratio ng company for the past 5 years ay nasa 18.1. No? So ito yung gagamitin natin para makuha yung forecast market capitalization ng company or future market capitalization ng company. So ang gagawin natin, itong nakuha natin 5 years average PE ratio, ito times natin siya doon sa ating forecasted net income ng company. Kuha natin future market capitalization ng company na sa 151.3 billion pesos market cap. So alam na natin kung ano yung future market capitalization ng company. So hanapin naman natin dito ngayon sa Reuters.com kung ano yung kanyang current market cap. Nakikita natin dito yung kanyang current market cap ay nasa 83.3 billion pesos market cap. So ang gagawin natin, itong current market cap, i-divide natin siya doon sa ating current market cap, i-divide natin siya doon sa ating future market capitalization para makuha yung ating intrinsic value. O kasi nakuha natin sagot ay nasa 0.55. Okay? So ang gagawin natin, yung ating current market price ng company ay nasa 390.40, i-divide natin siya dito sa ating nakuhang sagot para makuha natin yung intrinsic value ngayon ng company. O yung intrinsic value ngayon ng company ay nasa 708.53. Pina-round off natin siya, no? So, ngayon nakuha na natin, alam na natin yung intrinsic value ng company. Ngayon magkakaroon tayo ng margin of safety dito sa company. Kailangan lang natin, ita-times lang natin siya sa 0.80 para makuha yung 20% margin of safety natin na umaabot ng 566.82. Kasama rin ang pag-aaral natin sa company na to, yung kanyang intrinsic value ay nasa 708.53 ng time na ina-analyze natin to. And yung kanyang margin of safety ay nasa 566.82. So meaning na margin of safety, no? Kapag yung current price ay naandito sa margin of safety or below margin of safety, it is considered a buy ratings alone. Ang time na ina-analyze natin to, yung kanyang current price ay nasa 390.40. And may potential upside tayo sa kanya na 81.49%. And it is considered a buy ratings in terms of intrinsic value alone. Ulitin ko guys, in terms of intrinsic value alone, nasa buy ratings tayo sa kanya. O sa summary na pag-aaral natin sa company, no, nakita nating red zone sa kanya, debt is not well covered by operating cash flow. Yung nakita natin, no. In terms of green zone naman natin, the company is currently profitable. Earnings are forecast to grow by an average of 25% per year for the next 3 years. Dividend is too low to be concerned. The price has been stable over the past 3 months. The company earnings are high quality. Profit margin improved or GDCAP become profitable. They have sufficient analyst coverage. No concerning event detected. Shareholders have not been meaningfully diluted in past year or recently. The revenue is meaningful. Market cap is meaningful. Okay, so sa pag-review at pag-analyze ng stocks, magkakaroon tayo ng idea kung ano yung meron sa company. Malalaman natin dito kung strength and weaknesses na company. No? Kasi napaka-importante na alam natin yan. And also, na malalaman natin sa pag-review at pag-analyze ng stock, intrinsic value ng company. Kasi bago tayo pumasok sa company na gusto natin pag-investan, dapat alam natin kung ano yung intrinsic value ng company. Siyempre, bibili tayo sa margin of safety ng company. Paano natin yan? Unless pag-review ng stocks, no, magkakaroon tayo ng matibay na pundasyon at matibay na konklusyon sa pag-i-invest natin sa stock market. Sabi nga also ni Warren Buffett, no, you have to stay to your circle of competence. So hanggang dito lang muna ang ating pag-a-analyze sa company na to. So maraming salamat sa inyo guys. So malapit na tayong 2,000 subscribers. Maraming salamat sa inyo guys. As always, invest wisely and see you on the other side.
Hello guys, maraming salamat sa panonood. Sana marami kayo natutunan sa video na to. So kung hindi pa kayo nakaka-subscribe, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell para updated kayo sa mga videos na parating at marami pa kayong matutunan sa channel na ito. So maraming salamat. This is PSE Warrior saying, trade well, trade strong, and trade smart.